We begin this morning with tough new restrictions that have come into effect today. For residents living in hotspot areas of Sydney, people who live in 12 local government areas of concern will be subject to new rules in a bid to curb rising infections. A 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew will be introduced, except for authorised workers and emergencies. Outdoor exercise will be limited to 1 hour per day. Retail premises, including hardware, pet and office supplies, landscaping and garden centres must close except for click and collect. All exams and education must move online, not including the HSC. Authorised workers from Canterbury, Bankstown, Cumberland and Fairfield LGAs will now no longer need to undertake surveillance testing every 72 hours. However, in the next week, workers from those areas of concern, including childcare and disability workers who have not yet received at least one COVID vaccine, will need to do so to be able to work outside their local government area. Permits for authorised workers from areas of concern will also be required from the 28th of August. For residents living in Greater Sydney, masks are now mandatory anywhere outside your home except for when exercising. Police have been granted extra powers to enforce the new rules.
Another day, another record-breaking figure. 830 people testing positive to COVID-19.
But I think that the cases at the moment are not jumping up in the sense of exponentially.
Of the new infections, 80% are from the 12 hotspot LGAs. Cases are also increasing in the regions. 38 were recorded in Western New South Wales. 3 more people have lost their battle to COVID-19. 2 of them contracted it while in hospital. The death toll from the Delta outbreak now sits at 71. 557 people are in hospital, 97 of them in ICU. As the COVID crisis worsens, police are getting tough on compliance.
940 penalty infringement notices issued in the last 24 hours right across the state. Of course, many of those in the centre of Sydney and surrounds in relation to the protest or lack of protest activity, thankfully, in the city yesterday.
Despite an escalation of cases, the government is trying to shift the focus.
I'm advised that in fact New South Wales is now amongst the highest, if not the highest, in the world in terms of vaccination rates.
58% of New South Wales residents have had their first dose, 31% have received 2.
But we can do 200,000 more. And the reality of it is we just really need people to continue to come out and get vaccinated. Do not delay.
Until New South Wales hits its vaccine target, it's not clear how life will look and when children might be able to return to school. The Health Minister is admitting it's not a guarantee Year 12 students will be able to complete their HSC.
Yeah, it's a possibility that we may be able to have the HSC students right across the state doing their public exams, but that's being worked through, as I said, between education and health.
As the virus shows no signs of slowing down, health authorities are maintaining the hospitals will be able to cope. The lockdown is set to become tougher for residents living in Sydney's hotspot suburbs. A 1 hour limit on exercise, a permit to leave the area and a 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew coming into effect on Monday.
What will it bring? It will certainly bring to the community a renewed enthusiasm about how serious this situation is.
Gabriella Power, Sky News, Sydney.